Truth Man here, and the channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subject channel. So on this video, I want to try, and I'm going to do a couple videos today because I decided at first I was going to not do videos today or tomorrow, but I decided I'm just not going to do any videos tomorrow, and then we're going to come back with Sunday sermon. And then Monday, Monday we don't go too aggressive, but you already know what happened on Tuesday. So I want to talk about the frustration that comes, and I know a lot of y'all is experiencing this, with once you learn what to do financially, and you just keep getting knocked down, getting up, knocked down, getting up. I know, trust me, I know, especially you married guys, I know. And let me start by saying this: do not pay all the bills. Do not pay all the bills. If you homeschool your kids, fine. That's me personally, private school, homeschool. But when school is out, y'all need to figure out, okay, how we gonna do this to get this extra income? Y'all need to both go all out with you doing the most, but her helping you to give y'all kids a good life, man. Because you can sacrifice, but some sacrifices, I'm telling you, I tried them, it's not gonna, you gonna lack something. Like, yeah, my kids are good kids, they don't get in no trouble, they got good demeanors, they get along with people, all that. But in the process of doing that, I set myself back financially. And when I'm talking about frustration, let me start with married guys, where you arguing about money. Don't argue about money. Don't argue about money. Don't let money affect your relationship to the point where y'all get to disrespecting each other, and now y'all trying to bring other people in on the sneak. See, this the type of stuff that happens, man. So what, you ain't going on vacation? So what, you stop looking at other people and just focus on getting your future right, and down the line you go on a vacation. You don't be trying to have emotional affairs and arguing back and forth, calling each other names, and physical affairs. None of that's gonna help you. That's just gonna make matters worse. I'm telling you. You gotta stay the course for your kids. Like, I'm telling you, man, all of this stuff, this divorce stuff could have been avoided, man. I know it firsthand. I never had the intention to go through with a divorce and stuff like that. That was never my intention, but my mind has always been, I'm a man first, and one thing I'm not gonna do, I ain't never took nothing off no woman or nobody. And when I think about me taking stuff now, I don't think about the Most High doing it. I think about it's the devil doing it. The devil trying to weaken my masculinity, weaken my dominance with frustrations over money. And let me show you something. It takes a while. I've known what I know now for a while. But like, you gotta battle, man. Like when a soldier goes to war, I ain't never been to war, but I know from street wars, and I know from just from watching movies and from knowing people in military. When a soldier goes to war, his strategy is plain and simple: to survive and come back home. So that should be our survival when it comes to this money, to come back home. But it gets hard when you got all these people in your ear trying to make it like you're a bad person or you're a loser and this, that. Let me tell you something. And let me talk to y'all guys to be on this YouTube watching people. Know and understand, number one, a lot of these dudes are agents. They divide and conquer. Like, I don't know if Dr. Umar is an agent or not, but let's say he is, then he's going through his humiliation right now. If he ain't, then it's just them slandering, like, see, you'll never have a leader. Either way it go, my thing is this. I see all these people making videos about Umar. If you ain't gonna say nothing about Pearly, if you didn't say nothing about Pearly, you shouldn't be saying nothing about Dr. Umar. You making yourself, and y'all need to look at this. All y'all dudes that be cash apping, super chatting these dudes, let me tell you what to look at. Look at if they going in on Dr. Umar, then you got to consider how they handle the Pearly thing. So if they wasn't saying nothing about her, but they talking about Dr. Umar, you know they either an agent or a sellout, Sambo sellout, or both. I don't want to hear nobody talk about Dr. Umar that wasn't saying nothing about Pearly. I don't. Especially if you was one of them dudes that were trying to crown her in the manosphere. The manosphere is a manosphere. What, are you trying to tell us something? Is she a T-Rans? What are you trying to tell us? By trying to crown her over this group of viewers and listeners and this community. Dr. Umar deadbeat. Dr. Umar, I ain't watching none of those videos. He has done some stuff, and I've said stuff about him myself. But I just wonder, y'all know me, and I'm gonna put it on the shirt. What's your angle? That's what I want to know. But we talking about frustration over money. I don't want to hear from no preachers. I don't want to hear from nobody that's collecting money from people who like them. Let's start with that. When it comes to this frustration that people feeling over money, that no matter how hard they work, no matter how much overtime they work, that they still, some people are coming up short. And then some people, they finally start to save money. They finally start having money. Boom, this bill. Boom, that bill. What I'm gonna do is once again, y'all know I like to show what works for me. You know, some stuff I don't be wanting. Sometimes I listen to rich people. Sometimes I don't. I don't want to hear from rich people how to handle this frustration of money. I need to hear from myself. Sometimes I watch my own video. And from people that experienced it recently. These dudes calling dudes bum and loser, just trying with all they might. You're not a bum or a loser when you try. You a bum and a loser when you don't try. Not when you try. See, sometimes people need to be lifted up. I heard a quote, I think it was Kevin Durant. He said, when I'm looking down to you, I should be helping you up. So this frustration of money, man. You don't talk about it. Here's the first thing I start doing. And I gotta watch how I say this, man, because like I said, you never know. Some lawyer might try to pull up these videos. The first thing I start doing, stop worrying about them bills. Do not break yourself to pay bills. Always Pay yourself first. And let it accumulate. Y'all remember I showed y'all when I had my wallet last time? Dude, needs are gonna come. And even sometimes even when it's your kids, you gotta be like, I'm not gonna buy something out of this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set aside for that. But these women are trying to make you feel bad because some of them, they more comfortable, and they will never admit this. They'll never admit it. Some of them are more comfortable when you have less. Some of them are more comfortable when you have a pot belly, when your teeth messed up, when they think that other women ain't gonna be interested in you. But what you should do as a man is, and I'm gonna say things that'll help women too on there, is upgrade yourself to the highest level that you can achieve. And don't let people criticize you for where you are. Don't focus on where you are. Focus on where you want to be. Yeah, but you broke though. Yeah, but you got this building. Shut the hell. You are an op. Why are you telling me this stuff? Are you gonna pay it? No. Then shut the Then shut up then. Shut up. That's one of the downfalls that I experienced in marriage, man. Man, it just hurts just thinking about it, man. Number one, I could be doing better if I was more of a punk. If I was less masculine, if I was less alpha, I could be doing better in life. But what you got to do is you want to keep those traits and you want to make it while you keep those traits. Don't let nobody emasculate you just to keep up a false standard of living, because it's false. If you got to get ridiculed to have those cars you have, to have the house you have, it's no wonder people be cheating, be on dope, be alcoholics on their off days. You the off day alcoholic because you know what you got to put up with just to get that money. And it's not even, for a lot of people, it's not even enough. And that's one of the things that's frustrating people. But let me show y'all something. Hold on. So this is how we looking in a wallet now. This in the wallet. Let me go one at a time. I'm going to show you so you don't think I'm doing a magic trick. This in the wallet. 50. 20s. 10. Couple 5s. 3 1s. A lot of this is money I made. The rest of it is money that was owed to me. Couple dollars of it. Now, this ain't all the money I have. Now, there's needs right now. There's needs right now. But my thing is, the next thing I want to tell you to stop doing, stop breaking yourself for stuff that you need. That sounds crazy, don't it? Stop breaking yourself for stuff that you need and learn how to work your way up to getting it. Sound weird, don't it? But my kids need a coat. This how you do it. You accumulate, and then you do something extra to accumulate the money for that need. But what do women do? Let me show you. Women will say, you're a deadbeat. You know your kids need XYZ. Why ain't you doing this or that? My kids will get XYZ. But usually it's like this. This what it is. And this how some of y'all need to start doing y'all wives. When they start talking about what the kids need, if it's something that you know that they did or bought for themselves, and they trying to criticize you, bring that up. Because they knew the kids needed that when they bought the stuff they bought for themselves. See, this is one of the things that I think hurt my marriage. This is one of the things I think hurt my marriage. I think being too stooped in traditions and traditional thinking, you're a man, blah, blah, blah. You are there. You clearly haven't read the Bible. Women who act like that, they haven't read the Bible. Sarah was helping Abraham with everything. Sarah was even helping Abraham with Ishmael, and that wasn't even her child. But these women are trying to get you to do everything. But when you leave them, they gonna see that these dudes now, they're not gonna do everything for you. My cousin was just talking about that last night. He's talking about women who think that guys just gonna keep doing everything for them. These guys don't want to deal with women who ain't doing nothing or bringing nothing. So, and that's understandable. Because I'm telling you firsthand, when you try to do everything, you better recognize that when you put all the weight on your shoulders, things are going to happen. It's going to bring even more weight. And when that other weight comes, you're going to go tumbling to the ground. So you got to be careful. Pay yourself first is the first thing. Sometimes, like especially when you up in age, you want to support your kid. I was just talking about this with one of my brothers on here. You wanna be helping your kid. You wanna be doing stuff for your kids every step of the way. But some people's situation is different. Some people really need to do more for themselves. I was sitting thinking about, I was like trying to figure out what have I done for myself through the last 20, 25 years. Like, what have I done to benefit myself? Not a lot. Look, man, this is what I'm telling you. I was always making sacrifice for other people, way more than they was making for me. This is why, like, the whole thing about, like, one of the turning points in my own relationship was, I sat and was thinking about it, like, a certain thing could have happened. You just went like this, going toward it, turned around, left. And I'm like, you did that because you didn't care. You didn't care about helping me. You looked at it like heartlessly, cold-heartedly, like on multiple occasions, man. So look, man, if you are a wife, I'm finna show y'all. If you are a wife and y'all decided that you was gonna stay at home, when things start taking a turn for the worse, you should have been finding a way to help, or should be finding a way to help. Not, well, you should do this, you should do that. What should you do? Don't be a you should do this. Be a, well, what do you think we should do? I'm telling you, man. I'm showing you the stuff that can really affect your marriage. When things start happening, do not point the blame. That's when you team up even more. Well, you wasn't there for me, and you this, you that. You're going to be divorced. Or you're going to be a married person with a horrible relationship. Then you probably going to be liking somebody else. So you pay yourself first. You don't always make sacrifice for other people. You got to pick and choose, especially once you start getting older, what sacrifices you going to make. Because when you hit 65, 75, all these people might scatter on you. You might be by yourself. Nobody might even be there for you or dealing with you. And you make sacrifice for everybody else, and now you ain't got no money for yourself. Always, next thing, always have money for yourself. Always have money for yourself. Y'all see that, right? I can go get an outfit. I can go get me a sandwich. I could go to the movies. I could take today off. Next thing, don't ever let no person or no bills enslave you. That's what's going to create the frustration. Always have in your mind, work hard, work towards your goals, but be like, whatever happened, I'm not going to worry about it. Stop worrying. Yeah, but you supposed to be this, and you just, I don't care. If you ain't gonna help, shut the hell up. Some of y'all need to tell her that. And some of y'all women, shockingly, you need to tell your husband that. You making all the money and he ain't really like pulling his weight. You make more than him, you respect him, you be submissive, you be a unicorn. But if he ain't making the money to get y'all over the top, if his help ain't getting y'all over the top, don't tell your husband to shut the hell up. But I'm talking to men. Tell your wife, shut the hell up. Women don't disrespect him like that. He the leader. But sometimes leaders have to be a-holes and get the people that's following them in line. And by the way, if your wife is not following you, that's not your wife. Why are you still with her? Oh, well, I got a situation like yours, No Matrix. I got to figure out this financial stuff. Okay. Go on and figure it out. And get rid of her. Man, I'm going to feel bad, though, man. Man, I got kids, man. I'm a kid. So what? Yeah, you gonna live this life the rest of your life? Man, you should be doing fun stuff. Some of y'all wives gonna act a fool on you the minute you try to have any fun. That's not a wife. That's a strife. You can't, hey, listen, if you think I don't know, I told you about something that happened in Texas. My guy's son ran away. He said, I'm tired of thinking about this. I'm tired of talking about this. Hey, man, I'm finna come get you. Man, let's have a couple. He came and got me. We went to this store by our job, got some beer. We was in the car just taking them back. We wasn't drunk. We taking them back. We both got situations of our own that's not good. We just laughing, having a good time, like ain't nothing going on. And so he was like, "Hey man," he said, "Let's go get the mugs. Let's go get some more beer." I said, "All right." We go to a bar. I tell, "Hey, we finna go to this bar." She calls me from the bar, said, "We still here." Nut. Hung up. I get home. She acted a fool. Slapped the phone out my hand. I'ma leave, all this stuff. I keep in mind that I told y'all bits and pieces. That Wendy's thing, that already happened before that. The other stuff already happened before that. Dude, I know I could literally get married again if I wanted to. Cause now I know how to conduct myself and how to make the marriage be. I can get married again. Because now I'm I would look very close at that first year, and if she get the tripping at all, I would annul it. That's number one. Number two, what I would do is I would always have my own secret money just piled up the whole time. And then when that time comes, it won't even matter. Cause I'm a do better. Now, in terms of having wives and girlfriends and stuff, they supposed to make life better. They supposed to make the way your life is without them, and I'm talking about that today. They're supposed to make it better. I ain't trying to hear nothing from no pastor, nothing. That's just the way it is. When you become one flesh with a woman, you being one flesh with her supposed to make things better. That's all it is, I'm telling you, man. So, the next thing is, we already said, don't worry about where you are. Don't let people talk about where you are. Focus on where you want to be. Focus on that. The money you want to have. Work towards that. Don't worry about no bills. Don't worry about stuff. Cars come and go. Places come and go. You pay them, but you don't worry about them. If you can't pay yourself and your bills, then you pay your bills late. People say, oh, that's bad advice. No, it ain't. I'm showing you how you keep from being broke. You got to learn how to negotiate. Like if you can't save money and pay yourself first, then you have a problem and you need to do something different. I got something on my face. One of the main things with budgeting, that's the next thing I want to talk about, is budgeting will help curve or take away that frustration. It's not the number one thing you need to do. We talking 99%. Even though the 1% can apply what I say, but I'll be mainly talking to the other 99%. Budgeting. Like the first, you're not going to be able to budget if you're not making enough. If you're not making enough, you still want to pay yourself first. But what you need to do, let's say you need to learn how to divide your bills. And I say this all the time. We're talking about that tonight in the live. Based on your pay frequency. If you don't, you're going to have money problems. I'm telling you, this is where money problems stem. A lot of them stem from not making enough and or not managing what you make. Managing is important. It's just not the most important thing. Making it is the most important thing. And when you make those two team up, making it and managing, you should be all right. So if you get paid every week, this is what I'm talking about. You get paid every week and your rent is $1,600. You making $900. Put up that $400 for your rent. Okay, your car is $800. Put up that $200 for your car. But it'll show you something. If your bills is that close to what you make, because you already 600 in and you only make 9. That's where you gotta do more. You gotta figure out passive income. You gotta figure out where else you gonna work. What else you gonna do? I'm telling you, the gig, the Most High, that's a godsend, the apps. You gotta be careful with these people. But the gig apps, man, if you got a job that you gonna keep, man, do that on the side, man. I'm telling you, it'll make things way easier. So let's say, I'm gonna give you an example of what I'm talking about. You only make $900 a week after taxes. With your car and your house, you already 600 in. You got 300 left. They probably ain't gonna let you get no stamps, food stamps making that much. Unless you do, I'm telling you, gig dudes get everything. 1099, they give you food stamp, they give you, look, man. Oh, you shouldn't be getting food stamp. Okay. All the people that say that people shouldn't be getting food stamps, let me ask you something. Should these other countries be getting our hard-earned tax dollars? Yes or no? And some of them don't even like us. What the hell are you talking about, man? You being unreasonable. So you telling me that you don't got a problem with other countries getting billions of dollars and you got a problem with Section 8 and food stamps? I'm not a liberal, but that's just reality. I'm the truth man though. How do you got a problem with food stamps and Section 8, but you don't got a problem with them sending all them billions to that war? And to send your sons too, nigga. The hell you talking about, man? People just be taking on theories, trying to be important, trying to be elitist, trying to be cocky. Let me ask you something. Do you think that them sending that money to these other countries all these years now, but then when it comes to their own citizens that's working to make this country what it is, it's a problem to give them some assistance? I'm telling you, man, that's why I'm gonna run this race to the end, man. I gotta be up there with the Most High, man. I gotta be up there with him. This is whack. I ain't got no death wish. Heaven can wait. Remember that saying, heaven can wait. But I'm just saying, this is whack. These people is whack. So, but back on subject, man. Y'all know the soapbox was coming. Y'all knew it was coming. So, you manage. You say, okay, you got 300 left for food, clothes, any entertainment. But let's say you do Grubhub. And I'm going to tell you, Grubhub, them orders be pretty good a lot of times, man. They offer you some dirt, some trash. But now you're doing Grubhub. And let's say you're doing it, you get off at 4, you say, okay, I'm going to do it from 6 to 9:30 because I don't go to bed till 11 anyway. You do it 6 to 9:30. Them 3 hours, realistically, you probably could make in a great market over 100. In a bad market, you probably could still make about 60, 70 bucks a day. So now you doing it for 5 days and you taking your off days completely off. You off the weekend. You don't do it on weekend. And so let's say you averaging 700 or you averaging 70 a day. That's 350. That's an extra 350. You already had money left. after you paid your main 2 bills. You had $300. Now let's say after you pay everything, do everything, you still had about $100. Add that $350 to that 100. And let's say you say, okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just save every dime of this every time. After a month, you already got an extra $1,400. That's practically an emergency fund. After 10 months of doing that, you got an extra $14,000. Now you got some money piles. This is how this works, man. Next, don't let your frustration go without any action. Don't let your frustration go without action. Do something about it, is what I'm telling you. Do something. So, we're going to talk about this more tonight. We're going to talk about this more tonight. I've seen women practically every time a dude have money, they come up with this, they come up with that, so he don't have none. Don't let people do you like that. Take care of your responsibility, but part of your responsibility is you. Especially when you start getting older, you really got to start piling. Like, you should be piling money from the time you start working in your teenage year. But when you start hitting in your 30s, you need to turn it up. 40s, you need to turn it up even more. And 50s, you need to turn it all the way up to the max. Because you never know what's going to happen. You could get sick, you can get in a car accident, you can get this, that. Your body is not going to recover as much the older you get. So the older you get, the more you got to get. And with that, I'm gonna close this one out. I'll probably come back to this because there's so much more that I ain't touch on. Pause. That need to be addressed, need to be talked about. Need to be talked about. I've been seeing videos too about grown kids got it so good. It's all right, yo. Look, that's one of the things you could do to help your kids. Kind of reduce their costs, as long as they being respectful and stuff. Let them. It's all right for them to let them stay. They might just want to be around you too, but make them pay something. It teaches responsibility. Your kids, like, adversity is always good for young adults. Well, not always, but a little adversity is good for your character. It builds you up. Like, you deal with some adversity in your 20s, the same thing could happen in your 40s, and it's not going to affect you. You'll know what to do. I would say, if your kids live with you, don't let them live with you for free. You taking them to work, you doing this, just don't overcharge them, but let them pay something sometime. And make sure they saving their money. Like, if you ain't saving your money, you might well just pay more. Like, it's all right for you to buy stuff you want, stuff like that, but the main goal, because they could really get their own place, the main goal is for them to save their money. And that's where we got to get ourselves in position where they can. You don't want to have your kids living with you. And like I'll admit, it's been some times through the years that my kids, they chipped in. I'll admit that. Look, man. There ain't nothing nobody could say or do to put a kink in my armor. And the people that try, I know it's because they know they ain't ish. They trying to put they self over you by focusing on your flaws. This is what people do. That's why we hearing all this stuff about Umar, who got flaws. We know it. But the people that's talking about him, I see flaws in them. You talking about how he don't help his daughter? Who do you help? Y'all dudes, some of y'all dudes won't even say another content creator's name. So go on with that fake stuff, man. But anyway, I do thank y'all for watching and stay tuned for more videos.